Hey, Nathan here, helping you become a better jungler. Today on Your First Jungle Clear, the show dedicated to perfecting your early game, we are talking about focusing on three main things: execution of ganks, anticipating flashes. Really important to think about how your champion is going to interact with flashes, thinking about holding your potentially gap closer abilities, your jump abilities, or in this case, a Trundle pillar. We're also going to be looking at invades, how to think about them, how to deal with getting invaded, especially as a weak champion like Eve. And the third last thing here, we are going to be thinking about when our laner gets a solo kill, how do we need to be thinking to make sure it gets a really good reset off, and how to really make sure that their lead stays. It's very easy once your laner gets a solo kill to actually just be like, oh, well, it's fine. I don't need to be there anymore because, the laner's going to, he's not there anymore. But really important to potentially be there just as that enemy team arrives, and also potentially thinking as well, what does your laner want to do with the wave? Can they push it in? Is the cannon wave going to be big? So let's dive in and get into the details. All right, first game here is from Arn. He's gold 3 on the EUS server. The first thing I want to talk about is the blue smite and the control ward. I always take a refillable potion, even on chance with healthy clears. Maybe the exception would be Fiddlesticks. I don't really play Fiddlesticks. I do play a bit of Trundle. I just prefer the refillable potions because it's for the skirmishing. I know the clear is really healthy, all that, but it can make absolutely a difference. And red smite fits way better with the champ identity of Trundle. You're a 1v1 jungle. You want to get in people's face. You want to be that really, really strong champion. I know you're against, some range champs here, but, these champs, I want to be taking the red smite. Even though I got nerfed, it's still extremely good. All right, next step here. Let's apply our gold Soltu principle. From experience, gold junglers start bot 90% of the time. So that means that we're going to be potentially matching the Nocturne this game, which is fantastic. So I love this bot start. It gives us so many options. We have an Ignite Garen top. Let's take a look here. These summoner spells are bugged. Everyone actually does have summoner spells, so ignore that. And let's just double check our theory. They do show up pretty early, and Mordekaiser shows up as well. So I actually don't know where Nocturne starts at all here. So this is actually potentially a little bit alarming. But again, I would still playing this game with an assumption that he's bot. He started bot. So we're coming up here. Looks like we're skipping our wolves. It looks like we want to get a potential level 3 invade or gank off. So really important, the lane that you're pathing towards, you need to be checking on the minimap where the laner goes to ward. If they've warded, and as we just saw there, if you saw the minimap, let's replay that. Mordekaiser goes to ward. So we need to be playing this situation knowing that the river brush is warded here. So let's see how Arn executes this. Looks like he's going straight for a top gank. They start fighting, so it's actually going to be good timing, even if he doesn't get seen on the ward. And execution is going to be key here. Okay, and the pillar is just way too early, and W usage could be a little bit better. All right, so this is where we're going to end the review. We can't be screwing up ganks like this, because what we're going to see now, especially if Nocturne paths top, we're going to lose all our options topside. We're going to potentially lose our Raptors thing. We're so far behind in tempo. We've skipped our Wolves. This is disastrous. So this is definitely not ideal. We come back again, and there's the Nocturne. Mordekaiser could have maybe baited that out a little bit more. Nocturne could have waited. Disaster. Absolute disaster. This is Trundle's early game. See you later. Goodbye. Alright, so let's talk about execution with Trundle. And just in terms of ganking 101, anticipate the flash. Anticipate the flash. So the way you would play this is you can walk up. I would really make sure my W, I wouldn't want to, I know that the fight's going to end up here. My W ideally would want to be more here, so I have more leg room. Walk up, he flashes, then you pillar. The error here is you pillar right now, and he flashes it, and right now you could have E'd here, and then he would be dead. Probably wouldn't even need to burn your flash, to be honest. And he's dead. So we really can't be messing this stuff up. This is going to be end of review. We lose all our HP resources. Nocturne punishes us. He did start bot this game. Really, really important to get into the nitty-gritty of details of execution. This is why Champ Mastery is so important with Trundle ganks. Trundle gank anticipation early game is always, ideally, you hold your pillar for the flash. Let's jump into our next review. Okay, this game we have Yousef. This is Diamond 1 on EUS, and we've got Rengar into Jarvan. He's taking the Ignite. I'm not really sure how this changes your early game as Rengar. From experience, Rengar really likes, let's just keep it standard, get like a level 4 clear off if possible. We could definitely do things, play around brushes. Let's see what Yousef does here. Alright, so we know that the enemy Jarvan has started his top side. And looks like we're just doing a nice relaxing clear. So we're matching the Jarvan. And we're pathing towards Ezreal Karma lane. So first thing here is pathing towards the Ezreal Karma lane. Really, really good. I talk about that a lot. Karma's a champion that's going to want to push, get priority. They're going to poke people down. Making sure your bot lane starts in lane is really good. So I like this. I like this pathing a lot from Yousef. Just pathing towards Ezreal Karma, all good. The dilemma that we've got here is like, you know, just as before I said, you know, full clear if possible. You know, try and get level 6. But we might have to skip camps potentially because Jarvan's going to be, you know, looking to get here before we are. So ideally your bot lane wards here and just minimize and, you know, you can get your full clear off, but sometimes that's not that realistic. It depends. And then Jarvan actually shows top. Oh my god. Okay, so he's done a 3 camp. He's blue buff. 3 camp top side. Alright, then Yousef goes into his jungle. His bot lane dies. Alright, so I'm going to throw out a different option to Yousef here. Usually what happens when you actually see the enemy jungler, let's say right now we see the top gank, I would still commit to my full clear. The reason being here is level 4 is so advantageous, and the way you would think about this is, okay, I'm going to get level 4, and then I'm going to kill him and take the camps. What you do usually when these sort of situations is, you know, you think, well, I got to trade, you know, Jarvan's ganking top, but what you actually want to do here, the best case scenario ideal is you get a full clear because we know he's going to get bot 100%. We just keep it simple, we full clear, then we go and invade him and kill him because that's way better. It wastes more of his time. You get the kill, you get the extra gold because this guy as well, I don't know if he even burns flash in this gank, would be really important to see. He doesn't actually, but yeah, so this is actually not what you want to do here, especially when you're running Ignite Rengar. You can easily kill this Jarvan 100% when you're killing him here. Unfortunately, your bot lane does die, so maybe you would need to adapt that, you know, but obviously that's pure in hindsight. But, you know, even now, the enemy bot lane's going to want to, you know, push this in and reset. They're not going to be able to defend this, probably this red buff in time. I mean, it depends again on the timing, but, you know, you would finish your full clear, let's say, again, let's visualize this, about 3 minutes, let's say it's a bit slow, 3 minutes, 23 here. Then you would be walking to the red, and Jarvan would literally be on it right now. And again, is he just not dead here, right? So this is really, really important. You know, you're sort of playing his game. You're sort of playing into his game here a little bit. So when you see this, it's really important, especially as Rengar, get the level 4, then fight him and take his camps. Taking his camps or running away and being level 3 still here is not an optimal situation. And then, as we see here, I mean, we're just going for a really low impact kill here. This is a full HP Yasuo who's pretty much got the wave in. We've got to hit our camps, Yousef. We're really overcomplicating the game at this point. This is not good. We're showing the map for no reason. The moment I show on the map and you show on the map and I'm the Jarvan, there's so much pressure relieves on me. Like, oh, well, I didn't really get punished that much. It's fine. My Gromp's coming up in, you know, 30 seconds. This Rengar's not taking his camps ASAP. Your bot lane dies again. You know, this all wouldn't be happening if we, you know, made the game a little bit more into our hands, and Samira and Jarvan, they just absolutely fed the game 6-1. That's end of review. Really good learnings here. Don't panic, guys. Don't stress. Get the level 4, then do your action. You don't have to trade camps like this against these champions. You'll be level 4. You have the experience advantage. Kill them. Okay, next up we have Bogdan. This is Platinum 3 on EU West. This is Evelynn versus Viego. Alright, looking at what Bogdan needs to be thinking about here. So he's playing Eve. People's mindsets always, they love invading Eve. So it looks like we've got a ward here to prevent any potential late invade or level 3 invade. So I do like this here. We're starting blue, and we know the enemy jungler has started bot here. So just going to be clearing. Veiga's a type of champion that I'd also expect to full clear, who definitely can potentially invade you on your top camps. But again, that ward's pretty safe. We do have some action coming on mid here. I literally was just about to say here. The level 3 gank from Viego is definitely a really big possibility here. I would always be ganking this if I'm Viego. I 3 camp here and here. So you know what you actually should do here? Bogdan, you should actually counter gank this right now. Just come here and just hover just a little bit, because, you know, he's also going to finish his 3 camps around... probably a little bit later, I guess. You've done 3 camps, you get it a little bit faster. Krugs, Raptors takes a little bit longer than Blue, Grunt, Wolves. But definitely hovering around this just to see, because this is a huge chaos because people are a bit low HP. So I'm definitely thinking about this. You can say, I'm still happy for you to maybe leave this, but at least ping it, right? But obviously looking at this, you know, if we're here to counter gank, this is literally just a double kill, you know? And again, like, this is very predictable. He's actually level 2. He actually doesn't even do his Raptors, so he did it really slow. But definitely something you need to consider. When you cross mid, they can do that level 3 gank just as you can potentially do it as well. So something to think about. Alright, now Bogdan's very, very scared of this. We see Viego walk very defensively. I think you've got time to do this, Bogdan. I would just be doing it, hitting it, and I think you've got time. I really think that the way Viego moved, I wouldn't be afraid. So I don't know if Bogdan saw the way he moved. Looks like he's catching mid-wave. Okay, we're catching mid-wave. That's actually probably more worth. Yep, that's fine. So now it's going to be very scary to walk into the jungle. This is a rough one. We don't have TP on Olaf. We might have to wait for Olaf. We're about half HP. You know what you could do? If you actually checked his CS when you should know he was level 2. You should be checking mid. Just go here and maybe take your Raptors. Get the crab. And then maybe look for something bot potentially, and then just reset and then just do another clear. You know, this is definitely a little bit difficult, a little bit risky. We could potentially wait for a Yasuo, but we've got to play this patiently. Definitely patiently. Ooh, okay. That's really risky to be walking in like that, Bogdan. Okay. We do get this. And Viego just shows up here. Oh, very lucky, Bogdan. Yeah, so what you need to be doing here is you got to wait for something. Either go to his Raptors or just wait for the Yasuo to push this wave. I'll be spam assist pinging this. Absolutely don't walk the way you do here. Drag it out. Be very safe and spam ping. Because Olaf was going to... If you get an extended fight here, you still have flash. Viego has no flash. Actually, you actually hard win this. I actually want to fight. Absolutely in here. Especially since you're actually level 4 off that wave. So, screw going his Raptors. Let's fight this, Bogdan. Let's go. But you're rushing it. You're not waiting for your laners. Alright, so you get very lucky that they mess up that timing there. Looks like Viego decided to do his wolves instead of invading your red, even though he saw you mid, low HP. Alright, so bot's got the ball rolling a little bit. Mid dies again. Yeah, this is not good, Bogdan. Really not good. I mean, there's nothing really you could do about that. But again, this is all a consequence of, you know, that really obvious, you know, mid gank there that was going to happen. Hovering bot, because we know that in terms of jungle tracking, Viego's bot, he would be on his Krugs right now. But he actually is not, but we wouldn't know that. But I like the jungle tracking. Looking for a lane gank. They have no summoner spells. Ash is very good. Very good at checking here. So, yeah, maybe we just need to really clear our camps again. Again, think about everything that happened in the early game. The fact that Viego's 2-0, he did that level 2 gank. Like, he should be hard punished for that, you know? Especially when he's walking to your jungle when Olaf's coming off base and Yasuo has moved. So, those are the key opportunities I think you missed this early game. We'll end the review there. You know, our team's everyone's just dying. This is just a disaster. We'd have to play for the level 6 and see what we can do later in the stages, but this is your first jungle clear. We only take a look at the early games. So the key takeaway here is thinking about more so, you know, playing off your, wait for your lane as priority, thinking about the invade. It looks like Bogdan did a good job thinking about it, but, you know, think about a situation where you can fight, you know. Sometimes people invade is pretty int. You can just kill them. Let's jump into our next game. Alright, so this game we have Mehroz. This is Platinum 4 on EU West. This is a Volibear game. Volibear versus Zinzao. Alright, so Mehroz here is starting bot side. Enemy jungler, let's take a look. Shows top. Enemy bot actually also started in lane. So Zinzao actually looks like doing leashes. We actually don't know where he started here. So this is actually really interesting. So obviously makes us a little bit of a disadvantage in the early game, but no stress. We'll adapt. He'll show on the map eventually. Adapt to our lanes. In terms of pathing towards, I definitely really think pathing towards top's good here. They're definitely going to be looking to fight. I really think bot's a little bit little bit chill, a little bit scaling. I really wouldn't worry about that. But being there to defend, protect would be pretty good as well. Alright, so it looks like we're doing Red Raptors Wolves. Alright, so this is actually really important. This is very volatile top at this point. So I'm definitely thinking about, Darius coming back to lane. Set's lost a bit of resources, his HP. Really think about making sure that, we can maybe potentially re-kill this. The wave's in such a good position for us as well. I think Mehroz, we should be here right now because he's going to be able to push this wave in. I was even thinking just do your Red Raptors, your Wolves, do Gromp, don't greed those two camps, and just get here ASAP because this guy's literally just dead here again. He actually has no summoner spells as well, so you sort of got to time it here. I always say when my laner solo kills, I have to go in there is really important. It's actually like I view it like a thermometer, like. It's maximum heat, like it's overflowing, it's bursting, like you've got to make sure there's insane volatility, especially laners that, let's say, TP back to lane. If you kill them again, they've wasted their TP, they just tilt off the face of the earth. They'll be 0-2. So I definitely think that this is something to consider. I would just do Gromp and then just get there ASAP. We need to get the level 3. And this is why I much prefer Red Raptors Gromp path, because it gives you these type of options. Because you do Red Raptors Wolves, blue here, you could do the blue for level 3 as well, but it just limits your options and stuff like this, I know you want a 5 camp, but if you want a 5 camp, just do Red Raptors Gromp, assess what you want to do, top or mid, then do blue, then assess again, and then if there's nothing to do, then do Wolves, and then assess again. And by the time you do Wolves, the crab will be spawning perfectly if you want to fight that. So it just gives way more options. Just do Red Raptors Gromp. Way simpler. Alright, so let's see what Mehroz does after this. They're fighting again. Come on, Set. This guy's level 3 Set. Alright, so this looks like a pretty easy early game here. What does he want to do with the wave now? I'm definitely scared of maybe Xin Zhao coming up here and preventing him from pushing, to get in this wave. Again, something to think about. I think, again, the wave's actually just frozen for him at this point. Jeez, okay, well, this Set's having a blast. Absolute blast. I would probably ward for him. You do have a ward. I'll just ward this just in case Xin Zhao wants to mess with him. And then you can go do the crab or something. But make sure, because the worst case scenario is Xin Zhao was right here and he's just going for a gank. And he definitely could be at this stage. We don't know where he started. So, top's a clear win condition for you at this point. So we kill mid. Jeez, we're going to kill top again. Oh, God. This is going to be painful for the Darius. Poor guy. He has no summoner spells. Oh, wow. This guy's a little bit disappointed. He would be a bit upset. And then push the wave. The next wave. Oh, we've got to be here for this. This is really important. Again, remember how I keep thinking about the wave? We've got to think now, okay, it's like, okay, Set's had the freeze. Now you've got that third kill. You need to always think about the next wave when you gank. This is a cannon wave. It's not going to be able to crash in time. I would definitely stick around here. You could also bait it as well, but be prepared for Xin Zhao to come here and do this. I mean, this guy's literally should just be dead here. Okay, he just looks like he dies again. All right, but then the Set obviously wouldn't die there, and yeah. So the key lessons here, thinking about how your laners want to play, Set what has to stay here. He can't. This wave again is not going to crash in time. So either you got to stay here and push in this next cannon wave, and that's not going to allow Xin Zhao to prevent set up a freeze or something for the Darius and let him get back in the game potentially. All right, so we've got Harris here. Here's an Ekko main on EU West, and this is Platinum 1. All right, in terms of path, we have a Draven Thresh. Definitely looking to potentially play around them. Morgana is a bit of a counter for the Thresh, but, if Morgana shield's a very long cooldown, it still works. I'll still be looking to potentially play around bot. Top, I think, is a little bit whatever. And mid, I definitely going to be I think looking at mid's really important, especially Aurelion Sol roams. Aurelion Sol's champ identity is wanting to push a lot. Sometimes the way you think about Aurelion Sol is I love thinking about the next wave. He's going to come and try and push it really fast, and you just get there and prevent him from doing that. That's when you can go for the gank. So you're really got to find your gank windows on the Aurelion Sol. So let's see what Harris does here. He does start red here, so unless he's doing a 3 camp into potentially bot or something, or mid gank, pathing towards top here. Graves, I guess, pathing towards bot. We want to maybe get messy a bit bot here. Okay, he's in Red Raptors Krugs, and it looks like we're looking to do a level 3 gank bot potentially. Really got to pay attention to mid because you need to be careful of Evelynn or roam timers. He could potentially be roaming down right now, and it looks like he doesn't roam at all here. So, do we know? We just need to go back here. Do we know that Graves started? I didn't check that. Okay, that does look like a top start because enemy bot lane starting lane. All right. All right, so we come here. Not really a gank opportunity. They're going to be playing pretty defensively, safe. Okay, I like walking in the jungle and warding this. Can we gank mid here? I'm not sure what we're doing here, Harris. I think... So, if you really think about it, I think there's nothing to do bot. I really don't like... Graves is a little bit of a hard champion, especially as Ekko, to invade. Honestly, I would just ward this and just look... Or even just run straight mid, look for a gank. This guy's going to try and, fight on this cannon really, really hard here. So... I like that you're protecting your bot, but I would definitely just ward this, go for the mid gank, and then maybe you can potentially come here and look to steal a camp or something like that, or you could just go back to your top camps. So I'm not too sure about this, Harris. I'm not really a fan of this. Your bot lane will be very safe when they stand on this ward. That's why I do like this ward. Especially this guy. If you actually saw, he warded the Raptors. So look at the way he's playing. This is a free kill we're missing here, Harris. All right, so we do see the Graves. Looks like we're collapsing. Graves ease over the wall. There's definitely no gank opportunity there. Okay, we get a flash. Bit close. And, okay, Harris is very ambitious here. Doesn't get the kill. Bit of a disaster. We lose first blood. Alright, so I definitely think that's where we'll end the review. That's not ideal at all. Graves had a fantastic free kill gifted to him. And his Zed has just died mid. So... I really see a lot of this, especially in my coaching program, Salty. We forget about mid quite a bit. Mid is always a gankable, especially level 3. Ekko's a pretty good level 3 gank champion after he does his 3 camps one side. I'm not sure if Harris was considering that. I would definitely prioritize that, And I mean, even a top start and a full clear towards bot would be okay this game as well, to be honest. So that's it for this review. We'll see you in our next YFJC episode.